thoughts, opinions, and general overall shade thrown on High at 9 News are those of the individual speakers and not those of High at 9 News, its audience, or its advertisers. The statements made do not constitute medical, legal, or financial advice, and for advice tailored to your specific situation, please consult with a licensed professional. Welcome to the High at 9 News Hour, where you will hear from cannabis industry experts and professionals from around the country talk about important topics while shining light on global issues and discussing cannabis as it relates to politics, regulation and reform, data and technology, science, research and medicine, family and parenting, art, celebrities and entertainment, fitness, sports, mental health and wellness, and plant-based medicines and entheogenics. Together, we are building a stronger community, fighting the stigma and creating change. With your hosts, Jason Beck and Rico Lamitte, joined by special industry expert correspondents from around the country, and daily antics brought to you by Cannabis. Coming to you live every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Time and high noon on the East Coast. And thank you all for getting high at 9 with us. Yeah. Good morning, guys. That's right. It's Tuesday, October 29th, and today is National Oatmeal Day, you guys.
I like my oatmeal lumpy.
Yeah, you know, and since it's National Oatmeal Day, you know, we can't have National Oatmeal Day without National Hermit Day.
Hermits eat oatmeal? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they just sit around the house, you know what I'm saying? Little oatmeal, little hot water, you know what I'm saying? Rocking and rolling.
In their slippers.
Bring that back down one more time. And
that's not nice.
And Rico, you're gonna love this. It's National Cat Day, you guys.
Ow.
Yeah.
I'm more of a dog. I'm more of a dog guy myself. You know?
Well, thank you all for joining us and getting high at 9 with us. It's also high noon on the East Coast. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe to us on all social media platforms. You can look up above and down below on your screen to see exactly where we live on the internet. And we are live every Monday through Friday on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and on our very own website at www.highat9news.com. So thank you to everyone joining us from any one of those platforms. And kicking it off today, that's right, we have the dope dad himself, Mr. Rico Lamitte, the man who finally got his mic to work with a quick reset. Oh, yes, that's right. And you can hear him next. That's right. It is the dope dad himself, Rico Lamitte.
Actually, it's not working properly, Jason. Thanks.
You know, this is the T-Pain version of Rico.
Is
that why your hat's on backwards today?
The T-Pain wears backwards hat. Like, what does that even mean? You Republicans are losing it, man. You're losing it. You're losing it.
Never.
I'm telling you, man. You sound senile.
We're actually winning it, bro. We're actually winning it. Did you see how Kamala got trolled at a rally?
No, I saw that. I saw and heard everything went down on Sunday, though. Crazy. You know, it's a wild way to make your closing statements.
Yes. You're right about that. Yeah, you're right about that. That was a little cray. I do agree with that, but you know,
it was a hate fest.
Yeah. It was a day of love. So they said.
It's not a hate fest.
It was a day of love.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, like January 6th.
Oh, January 6th was an ops.
A day of love.
By the deep state.
Anyways,
stop it.
Anyways, like I said, I'm not going to be talking about I'm going to refrain from talking about politics until next week. So I am. Speaking of pizza.
Oh boy! Yeah, Todd loves pizza.
The owners of famous Yeti's Pizza in Stoughton, Wisconsin, became a bit more famous this weekend for something other than the pizza. The local favorite took to Facebook to publicly apologize after accidentally serving THC-infused pizzas to patrons between Tuesday and October 22nd and Thursday, October 24th. Allegedly, 60 pizzas were infected. they actually used infected in this story. So yeah. So I guess they're somebody is sorry for partying a little too hard out there in Wisconsin. The contamination allegedly occurred when Delta-9 THC oil was mistakenly used in pizza dough from a shared storage area in their cooperative kitchen. Famous Yeti's management said that all affected products were destroyed, and the pizzeria is enhancing storage and safety protocols, officially addressing the incident Thursday evening on its Facebook page, providing an explanation and an apology. Yeti's community, it is with deep regret that we inform you of a potential contamination involving pizza sold between Tuesday, October 22nd at 4:30 p.m., right after 4:20 too, this is great, and Thursday, October 24th at 12 p.m. After receiving reports from staff, Yeti's owner, and employees of unexplained physical reactions, we underwent an investigation with the Stoughton police and local health officials. Today, it was confirmed that the pizza had been sold with dough mistakenly prepared with Delta-9 contaminated oil. The oil accidentally used in the product originated from a shared storage space in the on-site cooperative commercial kitchen. We want to assure you that all affected products have been destroyed. Famous Yeti's is working closely with local authorities to improve our storage and security protocols to prevent this from happening again and to guarantee the safety of our customers. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience or harm caused. If you are affected or have any questions, please reach out to Kale at famousyetis@gmail.com.
Kale? Like the salad?
Yeah. Yeah, right. So a co-op kitchen, huh?
Who puts kale on pizza?
I blame communism here with that co-op going on there. But Public Health Madison and Dane County officials confirmed in a statement that Famous Yeti's does indeed operate in a building with shared industrial kitchen where many businesses make food and other products. Public health sanitarians are currently investigating the building with help from the Stoughton Police Department and the Wisconsin Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection. And the owner of Famous Yeti's Pizza is cooperating with the investigation. So apparently, a restaurant chef in the main kitchen ran out of cooking oil and that was normally used for pizza dough, and thought it would be a good idea to steal whoever's random ass oil was stored in a totally separate part of the kitchen reserved for co-op materials. What were they smoking? Right? Beat me to it, Todd. Given the fact that cannabis in Wisconsin is illegal for recreational use and possession of any amount is punishable by up to 6 months in prison and a $1,000 fine for a first offense, and I couldn't find any reports of arrests made, I think it's safe to say that it was probably THCA, Delta-8, or some kind of hemp derivative, and that is sad. Now, I understand that people make mistakes, but this happened on a Tuesday night. There were definitely kids getting high off those pies. So all jokes aside, I do hope that nobody affected got seriously sick or hurt from this. I was going to go in on Famous Yeti's, but after a little digging, it seems that the restaurant does a lot of good work in the community, supporting homeless initiatives and feeding locals in need. I'd like to imagine that the stolen infused oil was meant to be used as a medicine for the less fortunate, maybe to help them get through a rough patch. And being that they live in a prohibitionist state, getting clean, regulated meds from a dispensary just is not an option. So now, because somebody fucked up royally, Mr. Pizza Chef, lawsuits are likely to follow, and the local staple and small businesses' future is in limbo. So legalize weed in Wisconsin, and reports like this are going to be a thing of the past. I'm Rico Lamitte, the dopest dad on the street for High at 9 News. Guys, thank you.
Not sure why it says contaminated. It should be enhanced, not contaminated.
Yeah, right.
Right.
I think they should run with this, and they should change their name to Famous Hetties and make an infused pizza company.
See what you did there.
Oh boy. Oh boy. You know, we talked about this story when this first happened, and I said this must be like one of those co-op kitchens where it's like people rent it by the hour to produce their different commercial goods and whatnot, because that's the only way that this could have happened. And just look, as you pointed out, Rico, that's exactly how this happened. This guy grabs someone else's materials and cooking stuff.
He's fucking up for everybody. He's fucking up for
Who's gonna leave
everybody.
their oil there? They spend all that time making the oil, then they just leave it for someone to take in the kitchen?
Because they're only using the kitchen part time, Todd. So they would leave their stuff there in the refrigerator, keep it. This happens all the time with commercial kitchens. This is a very common practice.
Yeah, but what's also common is they label their shit, and you're not in a kitchen. You're not working.
Yeah, but if you just label it oil, bro, you're not gonna label it cannabis oil.
Well, that's the problem.
Be a sign that says, don't fuck with my oil.
Yeah, don't touch this oil. Special oil.
You think so? I was thinking the same exact thing, Saman. But it was in number one. It was in a very different place than any of the actual restaurants.
You gotta take that shit with you. You can't let this.
Hold on.
You're
it was a very different spot than the restaurants and cereals. They're in a prohibition state, so why would he or she, why would they label it as such and just have it out in the open for them to get in trouble and get popped for it? This is 100% on the pizza chef who was too lazy or whatever to go down the street and get more cooking oil from the actual store and wanted to steal somebody's shit.
Yep.
Or maybe he did it on purpose.
There you
go. The plot thickens.
The pot thickens.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yes, the dough thickened.
Toss it up in the air. See what you come up with.
Yeah, I really do hope that nobody got super sick or hurt from this, man.
No one got super sick. People just got high.
That's right.
Dude, what wasn't? What if it wasn't like a THC oil like we know it? What if it was Delta 9 or what if it was like a hemp derivative and people got sick from that shit, man? It's unregulated.
No one got sick, Rico. No one.
There were multiple reports of people vomiting and getting sick.
Have you ever been? You've never been so high you threw up? I mean, it's a very rare occurrence, but it happens.
I never have.
It's only when people hit
It's happened.
Neem oil and they serve it to you.
I hope I never.
Maybe the pepperoni was bad. That's what made him sick.
I hope I never ingest no Delta 8, man. I hope I never do.
Oh boy.
Again. Rooftop in Austin, Texas was hopefully the first and last time I ever do that. Shout out to Stone.
Oh, your Delta 8-scapade?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, man. An ATX.
All cannabis matter.
Well, you guys are cute. Jenny, so nice to
get your shit together. Get your shit together and legalize Wisconsin. You don't have shit like this. Period.
I heard Rico was going to be on time today, so somebody had to do it, Jason.
Fair enough. Rico was on time today. You weren't.
Yarrow too, on time.
Yeah, look at that.
I wasn't. Sorry, I'm dealing with more important matters.
Oh, interesting.
What's more important than high at 9 news?
Exactly.
My son.
Oh, that's fair.
Whatever.
Think of the kids, Todd. Think of the kids.
How to save the kids.
All right. Well, fair enough.
I don't believe it.
We all know. Any other thoughts on this? You guys?
No.
Do they have any pizza left?
Exactly.
Right. Staunton, Wisconsin is the site of the real Pizzagate.
We're having it for breakfast right now.
Oh, you guys are funny. You guys are funny. All right, we're going to keep this train rolling. We're going to roll right into a commercial, and we're going to be right back.
Oh, man, that was weird. Hey, you, America. Do I look like Sean Connery? Good morning, America. Saman Razani coming to you live from sunny Los Angeles, California with the one and only highest host, Mr. Jason Beck, smoking on the best weed in the world. Did you know that we have an audio-only version of our podcast? You can find it on Apple, Google, Amazon, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. No excuses in 2024. If you haven't checked us out, check it out now. And also, check out what the Prophet's doing in 2024.
She was being sarcastic.
We're back.
I like the chevron.
We're back.
Yo, come on now. He up next. High Nine News head honcho, who's been long known to smoke the best weed in the world, no matter where he is. And he's known as White Gucci in Detroit, Gucci Blanco down in Miami, and here on the left coast, where he's currently annexing Orange County by way of
some Orange County.
He is known as Jason Beck.
Yeah,
and the crowd goes wild.
That's right. Good morning, everybody. Hope everyone is having a great day today. Let me tell you something, man. A lot of shit going on in Miami because as marijuana arrests become less common in Miami-Dade, one city's approach stands out. That's right. Arrests for possession of small amounts of marijuana have become less common in Miami-Dade County ever since State Attorney Catherine Fernandez Rundle announced in August of 2019 that her office would no longer prosecute such cases due to the legalization of hemp. But a Miami Herald analysis of data from the Miami-Dade Clerk of Courts shows that more than 4,200 people have still been locked up on misdemeanor marijuana charges in the 5 years since. And that, among the county's law enforcement agencies, the Miami Beach Police Department stands out for its strict and ongoing crackdown, you guys. That's right. Since the 2019 state attorney memo, officers in Miami Beach have made more misdemeanor marijuana arrests than any other police department in the country, except for the Miami-Dade Police Department, which has 7 times as many sworn officers. Miami Beach police have made more arrests than the police in the city of Miami, and which has more than 5 times as many residents. Bobby Hernandez, president of the Miami Beach Fraternal Order of Police, the union representing officers there, said the arrests send a message that Miami Beach is a law and order city where people can't openly use drugs without consequences, you guys.
South Beach?
Yes, right? It's cocaine central, right? In a quote, they say, "We would hope the state attorney's office would start prosecuting these cases again," he said. "But as long as we take them off the street, then we're doing our part," he says. The city's approach reflects the priorities of elected officials who have sought to change the hard partying reputation of South Beach in recent years. Back in September of 2019, responding to Fernandez Rundle's announcement, the city commission passed an ordinance making it a crime to smoke marijuana or hemp, you guys, on public property, even if it's medical marijuana or hemp that is legal under state law. If adult use marijuana is legalized in November under Amendment 3, Florida legislators may follow Miami Beach's lead. A group of lawmakers is proposing a statewide ban on smoking or vaping of any kind in public places, you guys. Man, oh man, oh man. And Governor Ron DeSantis, who opposes the legalization effort, has said if the amendment passes, it would, in quotes, you guys, that's right, start to smell like marijuana in our cities and towns and reduce the quality of life, he says. Well, the Miami Beach ordinance means that even defendants who have their misdemeanors marijuana charges dropped by the state attorney's office, they can still face hundreds of dollars in fines and court fees, though, through the city. And on top of attorney's fees, if they choose to fight the case, that's just adding all to it. And Miami Beach employs its own team of prosecutors to pursue city ordinance violations, you guys. Look at that. They got their own crackdown team. Fred Johnson, who runs a golf cart tour company in South Beach, was ordered by a judge to pay $393 in court fees late last year after he was arrested on misdemeanor marijuana possession charge and a city ordinance violation for smoking in public back in June of 2023. Although state prosecutors quickly dropped the misdemeanor charge, the city continued to pursue the ordinance violation in lieu of, you guys. Man, oh man, oh man. In a quote, he says, "My experience on South Beach, it is a lot of racial profiling and harassment," said Johnson, who is black. Racial disparities in marijuana arrests have been acute in Miami Beach, where officials earlier this year removed an option for officers to issue civil citations in lieu of making arrests for marijuana possession. And police departments across Miami-Dade County have had the option to issue $100 civil citations for pot possession since 2015. $100, that's not that bad. From the start of 2018 until August of 2019 announcement, the Herald's analysis shows about 62% of misdemeanor marijuana possession charges in Miami Beach were filed against black defendants. That figure rose slightly to 66% after the announcement, and only about 6% of Miami Beach residents are black, though the city is a popular destination for black tourists, the article states. Countrywide, the proportion of countywide, the proportion of misdemeanor marijuana possession charges against black defendants rose from 47% before the announcement to 59% after, according to the Herald's analysis, you guys. And Miami Beach slowed arrests immediately after the state's attorney's announcement, but since then, arrests have continued to rise. And back in 2024, Miami Beach police made 166 arrests for misdemeanor amounts of marijuana by July 27th, representing 25% of such marijuana arrests countywide in that time frame, according to the data from the Miami-Dade Clerk of Courts. And as of October 22nd, officers in Miami Beach have arrested 244 people for the offense this year, data from the Miami Beach Police Department shows. And in March, as spring break crowds flocked to South Beach, Miami Beach police charged at least 38 people with possession of small amounts of marijuana and charged at least 12 people with smoking marijuana in public property, according to a Herald review of jail booking data and court records. Among the 50 people arrested, 38 were black, records show, and some of the arrests included additional charges, you guys. Of course there was additional charges. Man, oh man, oh man. But Miami Beach Police spokesperson Christopher Bess said in an emailed response to questions from the Herald that the department doesn't believe racial bias is playing a role in how marijuana laws are enforced, you guys. Can we speed this up just a little? The Miami Beach Police Department is committed to upholding all local and state laws to ensure the safety and well-being of our residents, visitors, and community members, he said. And man, oh man, you guys, Miami, everyone loves Miami, and it's always such a party. And I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about this. I know you're going to have some words to say about this, Rico.
It's racist. It's racist. The numbers don't lie. It just stop the cap. It's racist. Doesn't matter what the police department believes. The statistics, the numbers, those are real. And here's the worst thing about it, right? These police officers talking about this, the effect on society in a city that was literally built on cocaine money. I would rather see people go to jail for not picking up the shit from their dog when they're in a public park than go to jail for the smell or for the small possessions of cannabis. Doesn't make any sense. And if these police have had the discretion to be able to write tickets and aren't writing tickets, that is, I just don't think it's even open to debate.
Look, they took Diddy out. They got to clean up Miami. That's their whole thing. They're just gonna.
They got to take out.
Cut it off.
All-Star Island. Just nuke that bitch.
Oh, you guys are funny. All-Star Island. That's cute.
You can't have that kind of statistical disparity without acknowledging what it really is. It's just, and again, in terms of the impact that other people have on other people, leaving dog refuse that smells worse and can get on people's shoes and sticks around longer. Like, if you want to get tough on lifestyle issues, go after the person who's letting their chihuahua shit on the sidewalk.
Did you step in a chihuahua poo-poo recently?
Let's talk about all the BBLs.
No matter what you identify as, I would not step on you, Jenny.
Like, what about all the BBLs down there? And the smell that comes from that shit. Like,
oh
literally.
my God.
If you know what I'm talking about, Jenny Beth.
Damn.
You know exactly. Anybody who knows anything about BBLs other than what they look like on TV and everything, like if
Those
you go
girls that look like the ant from A Bug's Life got stinky booties.
right. Right. If you go anywhere near those BBL clinics, it smells like straight garbage. So they need to clean that shit up before they keep harassing people for the smell of weed on the streets down there. I haven't been down.
You're gonna have people thinking I got a BBL. I do not.
Look, all the big booty jokes aside, it's what it is. This is like typical. They legalize, they regulate, and then they enforce, right?
Yeah,
So everywhere that there has been a legalization movement, medically or adult use, there's going to be a crackdown at some point, and so that crackdown is going to come to the steps of the people who are supporting the movement, which is terrible. So we'll see this more, but I think like part of it is obviously Miami has some kind of like image to uphold, which is, they definitely should let everybody be smoking weed down there. But
exactly.
I think what it is like they're grappling with a lot of social issues down there, and there's a huge divide between the community, what's acceptable and what's not acceptable, and the people that are running that state aren't with the people like that. So we'll see how it shapes up, but Miami's a special place. Hopefully they figure it out. But look, Wynwood, I have friends down there. There's definitely no enforcement. So, it's like there's certain pockets and areas, maybe South Beach specifically is one area, but there's other areas of Miami that are pretty free and open, and they're doing a lot there. Shout out to Basil, that's coming up pretty soon. They do a huge event down there every year, and we have a lot of friends from Cali that go down there to talk about their brands. So, it's
I haven't been down to Miami Beach in a long. Yeah, I haven't been down to Miami Beach in a long time for obvious reasons. But I did have a lot of good times there back in the day. And I don't know, man, things change and places get more and more racist. It happens.
I grew up down in Miami and Fort Lauderdale area. I worked a lot in Beach, and we were shooting, so I had to deal with the cops all the time. And they definitely over-enforce things. Right, and they're there with their hands out, and they want to make money, and they want to enforce, and they want to ticket, and want to do all of that shit.
So you mean they're just cops?
Yeah,
I will tell you what.
You can look at what happened to Tyreek Hill a few weeks ago, like literally blocks away from the stadium right before the Miami Dolphins game. You saw how not just him and his McLaren, but also his teammates were threatened and everything. Like the cops, really are power tripping on a different level down there.
I mean, even their meter maids, be power tripping, because I know I parked my car at this parking lot, and the thing had expired, and by the time I got back over to it, there was a boot on the car. And I had to wait like 2 hours just to get the boot removed. It was insane.
That's crazy.
How long do you think it takes?
They take their parking seriously.
Yeah, they do.
How long do you think it takes for Ron DeSantis to get his boots off?
He sleeps with them on, so he doesn't take them off.
Oh,
so I mean, South Beach has been very vocal. Like for spring break now, they have curfews. They're tired of the shit. They're like, don't want Miami to be that place anymore because they're having shootings. They're having people who are, dealing with SA type issues. Like there's a lot of issues that have happened. And dang it, Yarrow, leave the camera on. But Jason said, But I think this is something that's stupid. And I think to me, the part that really stands out is even though we're not going to prosecute you criminally, we're still going to run your pockets as much as we can. So it's racist. It's a cash grab. And this is absolutely ridiculous. The city of Miami has way bigger problems. Go stand inside 11 and Giselle and grab people with bags of blow all night.
11's the
I know
best.
you do.
In 7 days, they're voting on legalization, so all of this goes away.
No, it won't. No, it won't. This is prosecutions are only going to go up once this happens, because if they don't have a True Leaf bag or a Cure Leaf bag or one of the other MSOs that are operating in Florida, if the weed's not in that package, they're going to get hefty fines, even more than what they're getting now.
Public consumption still isn't, even if you have an adult use market, it doesn't mean you can consume on the beach or that you can do it in a public place. And so
And I'm fine with Jason, as our friendship, there's been many times where I'm like, Jason, not here, dude. Like, what the hell? But that's about being an adult. Like, sometimes it's just not the place. Jason Beck, I'm looking at you.
Get the PTA meetings.
This is the whole thing, though. This is the part that kills me about it is one thing that I noticed because of the high humidity in Florida. I noticed that it dissipates the smell of cannabis much, much faster than it does here on the West Coast. Out here on the West Coast, you can smell someone burning down the street.
I thought it would hang around a lot longer.
No. It dissipates it much, much faster, bro. Much, much faster.
I don't know if that's in the scientific journal anywhere.
It's in my scientific journal, and I have tons of studies all about it.
Tons of research.
Yeah, tons of research.
I smoke lots of weed.
Exactly.
I can't wait to see the white papers.
Exactly. You want to see the white papers? They're called OCBs.
Yeah. The white supremacy paper.
Whoa.
Don't put that on my good, clean brother, Jason. Don't do that.
Exactly. Thank you, Jenny.
Jason loves black women. Have you seen his? Never mind.
His name is White.
You can love black women. You can have black friends and still be a supremacist. You know what I'm saying?
That's the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard in my life. That shit is so ridiculous. We are gonna roll.
He's better than everybody.
We are gonna roll right into the voice himself, Mr. Todd Denkin. He's the founder of DigiPath Labs and the Smuggleverse, where you can buy all of your digital dank. That's right. Here to smoke all of his digital dank in the great state of Nevada, since he's not in Florida today. That's right, is none other than Todd Denkin.
The dank. High at 9 News. But more news out of Florida as a GOP congressman who was arrested for marijuana says he'll vote against Florida legalization ballot initiative. That's right. A GOP congressman who was previously arrested over marijuana says he will be voting against a Florida ballot initiative to legalize cannabis for adults in the state. An interview with Florida's Voice on Friday, Representative Byron Donalds, a Republican from Florida, weighed in on several ballot measures on ballot for next month's election. While he said last month he was undecided on marijuana legalization, the congressman has now affirmed he will be a no vote on the initiative. He said, "I'm opposed to it. I think if you're going to do something like this is something that the legislature should weigh in on, similar to what happened with medical marijuana about a decade ago. It should not go into the Constitution." Unquote. In fact, Florida voters did overwhelmingly approve medical marijuana legalization as a constitutional amendment at the ballot in 2016. The legislature helped to facilitate its implementation after the fact and has continued to build upon the reform, but it was added to the Constitution via voters after years of inaction by lawmakers, as advocates hope will be the case with adult use legalization this year, too. According to Donalds, he said, "I think when you get into these types of policy issues, and no matter how you feel about marijuana or abortion, those are policy issues. They're not constitutional issues, and I think that's left to the hands of the legislature and the governor. That's what should happen." Asked about the issue last month, and specifically former President Donald Trump's endorsement of the cannabis measure, Amendment 3, Donald said he doesn't believe voters are viewing marijuana reform through a partisan lens. Congressman added at the time that the prospect of adult use legalization in Florida could create some issues. He feels the legislature would work to kind of fix that in an implementing bill if voters approve the ballot measure. He said, "This thing is going to be worked. This thing is going to be worked out. The voters are going to make a decision here," is what he said at the time. Donald's record on the issue in Congress is mixed. He's voted in favor of marijuana banking legislation, as well as a bill to reduce restrictions on carrying out cannabis research. Congressman also was a co-sponsor of a bill to protect gun rights for medical cannabis patients this session, and he's twice co-sponsored legislation to automatically seal criminal records for people convicted of nonviolent marijuana offenses. Donalds himself was arrested on cannabis distribution charges in 1997. The charges were dropped in 2000 as a part of a pre-trial diversion program. That makes his opposition to Amendment 3 all the more notable, as Floridians would continue to be criminalized, as he was, over marijuana if the measure fails. Donald says It should be up to the legislature and governor to decide on the policy change. The conservative legislature and Governor Ron DeSantis have made clear they're not interested in going beyond medical cannabis. Despite having experienced a cannabis arrest himself, Donald's also voted against an amendment to prevent people from being denied security clearances over prior marijuana use, even though he's able to receive classified briefings as a member of Congress, regardless of his own history with cannabis. Congressman additionally voted against a bill to legalize marijuana in 2002. Meanwhile, bipartisan Florida senators are hitting back at the governor over use of taxpayer dollars to fund anti-marijuana ads ahead of the legalization vote. One Republican member saying that state agencies owe an explanation if reports are true that millions were diverted from an opioid-related settlement account to promote the cannabis propaganda, which I believe you guys covered yesterday. Ads from multiple state agencies, including the Departments of Transportation, Education, Health, and Children and Families, have aired in recent weeks. And the one that Democratic senators sued over came from the Transportation Department, which asserted that DUI crashes increases in states where legalized marijuana happens and putting everyone at risk. That was dismissed by a state circuit court, however. Most recently, the Health Department and Surgeon General have been promoting new warnings about the potential impact of cannabis on youth. Save the kids. A political committee opposing the legalization measure has received a $500,000 contribution from an organization that Elon Musk reportedly used to quietly support DeSantis before he dropped out of the 2024 presidential race. At the same time, the pro-legalization campaign has officially exceeded $100 million in total contributions. Main corporate backer of the legalization initiative, the multi-state cannabis operator TruLeaf, separately filed a defamation suit against the state's Republican Party, alleging it's knowingly deceived voters about the proposed constitutional change known as Amendment 3. Outside the presidential race, there's been a mix of support and opposition for Florida legalization amendment on both sides of the partisan spectrum. For example, the former head of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services under then-President Bill Clinton recently urged Florida voters to reject the marijuana legalization initiative, arguing that it would create a new addiction-for-profit industry. I like that term. Addiction-for-profit industry. Keith Freed, the chair of Florida Democratic Party and former state agricultural commissioner, recently endorsed Amendment 3, and the chair also laid out a framework for regulating cannabis that she thinks the legislature would enact if voters do approve the reform. It involves automatic expungements for prior marijuana convictions, taking steps to mitigate the risk of monopolization in the industry, directing tax revenues to Black communities and education. Representative Mac Gaetz, a rapist from Florida.
Yeah, he's not a rapist. That's fake news.
Said he intends to vote against it, strictly because he feels the reform should be enacted statutorily rather than as a constitutional amendment that would prove more challenging to amend. On the other hand, Representative Brian Mast, a Republican from Florida, co-chair of the Congressional Cannabis Caucus, predicted earlier this year that the measure would pass. Polling has consistently demonstrated that the ballot measure enjoys majority support from both Democrats and Republicans. And despite the fact that Trump has endorsed it as well, Florida's governor has not relented in his crusade to defeat it. Relief CEO Kim Rivers and Gruters, the GOP state senator, also met with Trump ahead of his endorsement of Amendment 3, as well as federal rescheduling and industry banking access. Meanwhile, another recent survey from the Florida Chamber of Commerce, which is against the cannabis initiative, found that 59% of likely voters in the state back Amendment 3. A separate poll from James Madison Institute showed that 64% of likely voters in Florida are in favor of the legalization proposal. Smart and Safe Florida also rolled out another series of new ads last month, including one calling out the hypocrisy of criminalizing cannabis while alcohol is legally available, and another featuring a county sheriff making the case for ending marijuana prohibition. I'm Todd Denkin with High at 9 News, and shocking that Florida is still trying to get their shit together, right? What do you guys think? Is recreational cannabis or adult use cannabis going to pass in Florida in a few short days? I think it is. What do you guys think?
I think even for the GOP, this guy has a new level of hypocrisy, and that I hope all bad karma strikes him.
Wow.
And what's really interesting about this argument about, well, I don't want to debate the merits of Measure 3. I want to talk about whether it should be a constitutional amendment or whether it should be done legislatively. All you have to ask yourself is, did these people who are making that argument ever propose something legislatively? And if they have, it checks out. And if they haven't, it doesn't check out. And so this guy really is a piece of work. And the fact that he doesn't understand that his journey is not unique and that other people deserve to have less rocky road ahead of them as a result of their participation or involvement in cannabis is just beyond hypocrisy. It's terrible. And he wasn't arrested for possession. He was arrested for distribution. So, stop already.
With Byron Daniels, given our audience and our setting, I'll refrain from saying certain things about Byron Daniels. It's for a deeper conversation, but he is a walking contradiction. And there's certain individuals within Trump's orbit. You just gotta think, man. There's a long-term game plan that they're going for, and he's just one of those disingenuous people that just don't believe anything he's saying. He'll say one thing, and you look at his history and stuff that he's done, stuff that he's said. It's like, what did Trump promise this guy? I don't know, but he's riding hard. And shout out to Loyalty that's in Trump's camp.
Shout out to Byron Daniels. I'm a fan of Byron Daniels. I like him. I have not had the opportunity to meet him yet and have a conversation with him yet. But I do like
Charles
him.
Manson open up a daycare center.
But you did mention a couple of my other friends. You mentioned my good buddy Brian.
We've reached the part of the
Mast.
show where Jason has to tell us who he knows.
Yeah, you mentioned my good buddy Brian Mast, and you mentioned my good buddy Matt Gaetz. So yeah, shout out to both of them.
Friend. He's Donald Trump's black friend, so he can say whatever he wants.
Stop the ridiculousness, bro. You are
that's who the fuck Byron Daniels is.
Stop that.
Because what did he do for blacks for Trump? Whatever happened to blacks for Trump? Why have they not been out again doing that ground game or collecting any signatures, collecting any emails? How about that, Jason?
They're out there, bro. They're out there. I can put you in touch with them. My buddy runs
He's
it.
too busy making sure that they get arrested 62% of the time in that other county down there in Florida.
Right.
No, straight up,
eating the dogs.
No, I just love the things that Byron
Daniels in Florida.
It's National Cat Day.
Diametrically opposed, like who he is, where he was, and the things that he's done. But you know what? We can just whitewash history, right?
Oh God, here we go with the craziness.
America was built on hard work.
That's right, it was.
Diligence.
It is.
Yeah, slavery.
Truth and justice.
Yep.
You guys.
My dollar bills look like baseball cards for slave masters.
Oh boy, you guys are so always want to make
modern day slave trade is in Africa right now. Biggest.
Exactly.
Slave trade.
Yeah, the biggest slave trade is in Africa, being done by black guys to black guys.
So that must make it okay.
No,
so it's fine.
We're talking about 200-year-old.
Fine that George Washington.
We're going to a commercial. We're going to be right back. We're going to a commercial. We're going to be right back.
You guys, close the door.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Yeah.
This plan would make marijuana legal, but would not remove all of the consequences. Explain that for us.
Why are they busting in my door after midnight over something that Illinois says is legal?
Right. We've run into so much cannabis. We've run out of places to put it.
Things are legalized, but it's not legalized completely.
My mini doc on legalization policy in Illinois is available for free streaming now at colememo.com/minidoc.
Whatever you're doing, make sure you smash that like button. I know we'll appreciate it, you'll appreciate it, and YouTube will appreciate it. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And all of the articles that we cover on today's show will be up on our website in just about an hour or so. Also, too, I do want to encourage everyone to currently support the Green Party right now. Jill Stein is they're trying to raise some money to get some more messaging out before the election. Everything helps for these guys. And if you want to find the link, that's in our description below in this video, as well as her whole policy on cannabis, and I encourage you guys to help them out. I just ordered the summertime strawberry salad when added steak on top here at Anna's. Make sure you do the same thing too next time you're in downtown Long Beach. Come on down and check out Anna's joint on the 400 block of Pine Street. They have amazing selection of beers, foods, and when you come down here to Anna's, you can even challenge me to a game of shuffleboard if you want to lose. Did you get that? So, next time you're in downtown Long Beach on Pine Avenue, make sure you stop by Anna's Joint on the 400 block. Not only do they have Anna's Joint, this restaurant and bar, but they also have the amazing deli next door, and then next door to that, they have a very exotic flower shop. You may want to stop by and say hi. On Yarrow, we're back.
Oh my gosh.
Tough words there, Yarrow.
Stop what you're doing.
There we go, Rico.
Aren't you gonna say?
Okay, so I think we should probably figure out who to introduce next.
Yeah, Rico, are you going? Are you introducing, or what's going on?
Y'all know who it is up next. It's the melanated, medicated, and very opinionated mouth from the South, as Jason calls her, but I call her Jenny Beth Dills. For reals, has no chills, and is about her dollar bills. Come to the stage. It is the mama with the drama. Jenny Beth Dills, what you got for us? What you got for us? Break it down.
Well, we're going back to Florida.
Tuesday heat.
Going back to Florida,
Mm-hmm.
because Florida's major cannabis operators are pivoting ahead of a potential adult use legalization. According to a report from DocMG, major players like Trulieve and Move are scaling back their production of low THC and CBD products, items preferred by patients for their therapeutic effects. The shift has been stark. Trulieve's low THC sales plummeted nearly 99% over 5 months, with similar drops seen from other operators. The move may be likened to Amendment 3 on Florida's November ballot, which could open the door for recreational cannabis. DocMJ CEO Aaron Bloom suggests these companies are already gearing up to prioritize high THC products favored by recreational users. However, this leaves medical patients with fewer options, especially for those seeking non-psychoactive relief. There's concern that the current funding push for adult use legalization is coming from the very patients who now struggle to find the low THC products they need. Bloom points out that while longstanding operators like Trulieve and Cetera were once committed to medical-only cannabis, newer entrants have never even made a pretense of serving medical needs. If Amendment 3 fails to reach 60% majority, Florida will stay medical-only state. But the question looms, will these operators return their focus to medical patients, or they will continue catering to a potential adult use market? I think this is a huge indicator in what these MSOs' intentions truly are, where their values actually lie. And just as a reminder to everybody, this industry was built on the backs of medical patients, on the backs of the HIV/AIDS movement, on the backs of canna moms who needed to get medicine for their children. So we need to not leave them out. That's absolutely egregious. We started this for a reason, and it was access to medicine for people. So yes, this is a cash cow of an industry. Sometimes till you pay your taxes, then you're broke again. But I think that it's really sad to me to see Trulieve's true colors once again coming out, where they didn't care about the patients at all. So I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. I guess maybe they wanted to save some of that money they could use to lobby and stop making low THC products for people who needed them.
Man, this, so Green Dragon, this is talking about, right?
No, Jason, Trulieve.
Oh, Trulieve. Oh, great. Well, the reason I thought
That's the second time Jason asked me this. He asked me when I picked the story this morning because I was on the phone with him. He's like, "Is that the Green Dragon story?" I'm like, "No, it's about Trulieve."
Well, I thought to mention Green Dragon, so my bad. So there's another story out about that was particularly about Green Dragon, and they are closing a bunch of their retails.
Don't steal my thunder. That's my article, dog.
All right, go for it.
Let's talk about Trulieve though, because it seems like Jenny Beth is the article basically saying that medical marijuana is dying in Florida in lieu of this of the movement sparked by Trulieve here.
Yeah, I mean, what it's saying is that they're not prioritizing medical patients and the products that they need for therapeutic purposes, and they're focused more on the possibility of being able to shovel in a bunch of cash on recreational products.
Right. So here's how I view it, and it's crazy because it's become a self-fulfilling prophecy on both sides here, and I do not agree with anything Ron DeSantis says or does, but
you'd vote no on Amendment 3.
Like him going super hard at them and biting the hand that literally fed him and got him into office is creating the monopoly that he's been calling them out to be. They've now officially put in $140 million into this whole ballot initiative, and they have 171 stores across the state. And, I'm pro measure or Amendment 3, but it's kind of looking like Truly got the game sewn up before the whole thing even launches.
That's what $100 million donation gets you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's politics as usual.
Yeah. So.
No, it's tough to sell low THC products. That's just the truth. Who's buying low THC products? The kids?
No, these old people that live in Florida because they've retired there. They don't want to be high, but they do want to get cannabinoid-based relief for whatever their old people problems are.
That is
You'll
true.
see
They do.
Todd.
That is true.
Maybe I smoke it all the time for my old people problems. But I want to get high. That's the difference. I want to get high.
I don't know if Adam's in. If Adam's in today, can you please clip that from Jenny Beth? Whatever old people problems are, that was fantastic.
No, it's false to say that old people
That's a good promo.
are the ones that are getting benefits from type 2 and type 3 cannabinoid like gradients. It's a really good everyday usage type thing. Long-term THC usage isn't always the greatest for everyone out there. And so the reality is all of these plants with all these, various gradients of cannabinoids, some THC rich, some not, some don't have THC at all, and they have a lot of other minor cannabinoids that are beneficial. But it's like, if you're consuming cannabis every day, I get we all love the THC part, but we haven't actually been exposed to these other varieties of plants, most of us. And that's the truth. And so I think there's something to be said for, getting out of your comfort zone if you're a cannabis user and using some of these other, varietals or other, chemotypes with other cannabinoids other than THC and other terpenes. And I think I think that long term, we'll see that is going to gradually, increase for the daily users over the high THC usage, especially as the high THC users, get up there, in age. That's just my, personal.
It's all medical, right? Whether you call it recreational or adult use 100%. Or whatever,
100%.
It's all medical.
All medical, absolutely.
I mean, most medical patients do want the high doses of THC.
I think that
that's just a reality. You know what I mean?
I mean, as a formulator who formulated, all kinds of products, nighttime and daytime, there is cause for, the THC to be higher at nighttime than for daytime. I think that there's a lot of resources out there and a lot of research that can support that. But I encourage everyone to do their own reading. There's a lot of...
yeah, but people won't. That's the thing. Yeah, right? They count on the bud tenders for their advice.
That's true.
And the bud tender is going to pimp out whatever it is that they're told to pimp out that day. Right? And that's just reality.
Spoken like a true man from Vegas.
Spoken like a true man observing what makes America America.
That's right. That's right. The cannabis industry is a THC war, whether you admit it or not. It just is. Right? People walk into your dispensary all the time, Jay, and go, "What's the highest THC? What do you got?" Right? I mean, that's what they do.
THC war veteran.
And that's our fault. That's our fault for misinforming our consumer because we don't know how to market our products, right? So instead of coming up with a good marketing strategy, we misinform and miseducate people, and we're actually hurting them because they're missing out on the benefits that they truly could be having. What if that's not the best relief, to Saman's point, right? And, I think that, this low THC, nobody wants that, is just as bad as us looking at this consumers and scoffing at them because they're asking for THC percentage. you're essentially teaching them to, again, and you're reaffirming that false belief. So I think unless we're going to shut the hell up and start actually educating people, oh, the weed's weak, blah, 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 blah. Shut up. You're hurting the consumers. You're hurting people who could actually be getting better.
And I always say I challenge anyone to smoke 17% THC joint and a 27% THC joint and tell me the difference, right? Because Todd, we won't be able to.
We're gonna go to a commercial. We're gonna be back.
Okay.
Why?
Get the money. Get the money.
We're talking, Jason.
Are you a business that's suffering from the hyperinflation that is plaguing America today? We have the solution for you. That's right, Patriot Business Financing. Head on over to www.patriotbfc.com and apply for a loan up to $2 million. Any state, any industry, even the cannabis industry, the CBD industry, as well as the industrial hemp fiber industry. Secure up to $2 million today, and make sure that when you apply, you tell Paul you said hi from High at 9.
Coming back is the man that I need some help with because I have to ask Jenny Beth Dills to pick him off the shelf. That's right. She's going to pull his string and then he's going to tell us all a thing or two. That's right. Is the man from the Shire, Mr. Yarrow Kubrin. Sebastian Shire. That's cute.
Stop kicking when I take you down.
You could never take me down, not even a notch, girl.
I'm going to drop you next time, Yara. It's going to be bad.
Oh, do whatever you want. My article today is straight out of Colorado, and it's about Green Dragon. So hot off the Denver Post. Green Dragon is closing 17 dispensaries in a grow facility in Colorado, the CEO says. It will also close a 400,000 square foot medical marijuana grow operation in Florida. Green Dragon, one of Colorado's largest cannabis companies, is preparing to cease operations. The company said in a notice to State Labor Department last week that it plans to lay off all 59 workers at its 92,000 square foot grow facility in Denver by year's end. Corey Azzalino, CEO of Ease, a California-based cannabis delivery firm that is also Green Dragon's parent company, told Business Den Friday morning that all 17 Green Dragon retail locations in Colorado will close by then, too. We don't have to file a warrant in Colorado for those, he said, citing the employee count at each store being under the 50-worker threshold. But those workers are part of existing entities that will be closing. Green Dragon will also close its 400,000 square foot medical marijuana grow operation in Florida, as well as its 39 Sunshine State dispensaries as part of the shutdown. Green Dragon is one of the largest players in the Colorado weed world, according to Christopher Smith of DeSolaro Real Estate, a firm that focuses on cannabis-related properties. Green Dragon and Ease recently got new owners, an ownership group involving Jen Clark, a billionaire founder of the defunct tech firm Netscape, foreclosed on the business's assets in August for $54 million, according to Green Market Report. His company, Founders JT, loaned the company $36.9 million in 2022. Azzalino, the CEO, described the process as akin to a bankruptcy sale, saying marijuana's illegal status on the federal level complicates the use of bankruptcy. If it weren't for cannabis, it would likely be Chapter 11, he said. Clark declined to comment when reached by email. Azzalino said he is unsure of what Clark plans to do, but he is certain that what is currently Green Dragon will not exist in the future. He said new ownership group is in a wait-and-see mode. Results of the election will play a major role in that, specifically Amendment 3 in Florida, which could be a catalyzing event, he said. Amendment 3, as you all know, viewers, would legalize recreational marijuana in the state of Florida, and the state will vote on it November 5th. Ease acquired Green Dragon roughly 3 years ago, but in mid-2023, Green Dragon co-founders Lisa Letter and Andrew and Alex Levine sued the company for fraud. They alleged Ease misrepresented its finances in the lead up to the sale and wrongly fired the trio in February of 2023. The case was dismissed months later. Levine, still a shareholder in the company, filed another civil suit against Ease on August 6th, court records show. The suit aims to investigate whether Clark and board member Thomas Jermaluk conspired to acquire the company's assets at below market value, according to Green Market Report. Green Dragon's Denver Grow facility, meanwhile, just got a new landlord. Now, here's why I picked this, so pay attention, everybody. The building at 830 Wyandotte Street was bought this month by Don Ball.
Wyandotte.
Don't interrupt me to correct me, Jenny. Was bought this month by Don Ball, a Texas-based real estate investor, for $11.5 million, public records show. Ball told Business Den Friday that he has yet to hear from his tenant, but is not too worried because Green Dragon is locked into an ironclad lease. He bought the building from Best Properties, LLC, a company headed by Letter. She also listed a Florida grow facility property for sale over the summer, but declined to pull it off the market in recent months because of the prospect that it might fetch more if Amendment 3 passes, Ball said. Azzolino said the sale of 830, however we want to pronounce it street, was unrelated to the company's shuttering, but noted Letter is trying to shed her Green Dragon-related assets. She also recently sold the marijuana mansion in Denver's Cap Hill neighborhood, which is in front of a Green Dragon dispensary. Ball, the new owner of that 11-point-something million property, said there has been no indication that he won't get the $143,000 rent payment he's owed. Green Dragon's lease will expire in January 2031, and the rent increases from 1.5% to 3% each year, according to a marketing brochure for the property. The only thing that could destroy the income is if they file for Chapter 11, Ball said. So, before I kick it off to you talking heads and pundits, I just want to point something out. Here we've got a company that was owned by another company. The other company had issues, got recently bought for pennies on the dollar. There's all this uncertainty. Everybody's getting fired. Things are getting shut, blah, 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 blah. But the guy who spent over $10 million to buy the building, one of the buildings where they're operating on, isn't worried about his $150,000 rent payment. Why is that? I don't have all the answers, but I would speculate that the finances, the cash flow, and the underlying credit of this entity is far better than this headline would otherwise read. This is Yarrow Kubrin, High at 9 News. What do you guys think?
Well, my home state is in the news, and let me tell you what. The cash flow situation you talk of, Yarrow, I don't know if that's true. The prices in Denver are in the gutter. Operators are struggling over there, and this property, our viewers might not know, this is one of the bigger greenhouses that's centrally located in Denver. It's literally downtown Denver. I used to live like a stone's throw from it, and it's really nice. But I don't know if necessarily the business credit or the cash flow is better. I think this is going to be a bigger issue for the guy that bought this building. He's going to have to start to grow microgreens in this thing because the indoor cannabis game in Colorado is just not where it used to be. But this is sad. Those Green Dragon guys have done them for a long time. This whole move to Florida, everyone thinks that you're going to these emerging markets like Florida, you're going to do, amazing numbers, and you're going to do moves. It's not true. You got to know what the fuck you're doing. Okay, you have to know cannabis. You have to actually be able to produce cannabis. And if you don't have a ton of money, you have to know what you're doing. And so, like the True Leaves of the world, if they don't know what they're doing, which they don't, they're actually able to support themselves with just like endless amounts of cash. But there's a lot of people that are going to be falling by the wayside in other states, maybe like Florida. And it's just sad to see. So hopefully they can get it together. But I think you can see the patterns with businesses. Sometimes there's people that are highly revered and highly regarded in this industry, and they're just brand killers. Okay, so watch out for those brand killers out there. You sell your company to a bigger company, you think it's going to do better? Think again.
Right. No. And that Green Dragon facility is huge. I remember when they built it in Denver, like you can see it from the freeway, and it's like just greenhouse after greenhouse after greenhouse. Like it's just rooftop, and this connected ginormous mass. Right. And so if they're getting the fuck up out of there, if I'm a smaller operator, I might be nervous. I mean, we looked at River Rock. River Rock was huge. They were one of the first. They were one of the best. They're very good friends of mine. Like, amazing. Shout out what?
Their $1 million plus a year rent is also ginormous. And the fact that the gentleman who just acquired the building and clearly underwrote the strength of the tenant in the acquisition of that building isn't worried about getting his payment, I think says something about the actual value of either their assets, collateralization of that deal, or their cash reserves.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see this on the market in 12 months again. So, just keep an eye out. We should revisit this story, but I don't know. I mean, I really think that it's one of those larger issues as this movement kind of continues, and we see this potential for like a national, opening of the market and a, interstate commerce exchange of product from California, let's say, to other places. I think that there's a lot of states that are doing it, and there's a lot of states that are doing it for cheaper and better. And I think that's going to always win in the end of the day.
Well, I think you're right. We should wait and see. And they may no longer be Green Dragon, but I don't think they're Green Salamander yet.
I mean, I don't know. I think that there are also a lot of cheaper places to grow in Colorado, right? Like our cultivation was in Canyon City. I had cultivations in Colorado Springs. There are a lot easier places to put something up than smack dab in downtown Denver, Colorado.
It's like when they merge with Ease, that's when they're saying, "What the fuck are we doing? Oh, shit!"
That's what I'm saying. You can't, like, I guess the fulfillment of your dream isn't in somebody else's hand, and when you sell if you're at the end of your rope and you feel like selling your company and you want someone to continue the legacy, just be careful, because that's not always going to happen, as you see here. This is a huge, long-standing MSO, and now we see them closing down. This is, I feel like
Ease is the marijuana killer.
It's easy to kill.
Want to kill your business? Right.
Yeah.
With ease.
Yeah, I think you hit it. I think you hit the nail on the head there, Saman. You're running a big risk if you stick around after somebody else acquires your company. Like, you ain't in charge no more. You know what I'm saying? You're not in charge. You're giving up control. So I mean, I've been in that situation a couple of times, and I've walked the fuck away. Because you're not gonna like what other people do. They're not gonna do it like you, and just is what it is. It's business, man. Big bank eat little bank, and sometimes that big bank is corrupt, and it got a bunch of idiots at that teller station. So it is what it is.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Oh, you're funny. You're funny. Oh, shout out to the Cole Memo, who says happy Tuesday from Chillinois, and then in parentheses he says the S is silent. But let me tell you something, Cole. You could not silence people if you didn't have the letter S.
He was just trying to have you pronounce it correctly before you mispronounced it.
I understand exactly what he was doing. I don't need you to tell me what he was doing. I get it.
We all need.
Unless you were talking about the noise in Illinois.
Let's see what I'm saying.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
It's okay. It's all right.
I'm picking up what you're
Cute. I appreciate it.
I like that so much in Illinois.
I like that one, Jason. I still find it very hard to believe that you don't have any kids out there, because you always come correct with the dad jokes.
Just saying, father to many.
Giselle's pregnant.
Father to many.
Giselle's pregnant. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to go with that's not Jason's.
I don't know. Were you there?
No, thank God.
Welcome.
Let's roll, Rico. We're gonna roll into someone.
All right, up next, and taking us home today, it is the man who is a plant extraction pioneer. He's working every damn state, legal and illegal, and he has taught every damn menopausal woman how to push play once again. Saman Razani.
Thank you. Welcome. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope everyone's day is going well. Ours is going swimmingly over here at the High at 9 team. Don't forget to check out High at 9 News, www.highat9news.com, to check out our merch. We have these awesome Adidas polos, if you haven't checked them out. And, of course, the hats and a lot more on www.highat9news.com. All right.
No, the link's in the description, Saman. The link's in the description. Yeah.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Thank you. Yeah, just the link's in the description. It's not the same. It's not the same store that's connected to the website. Still, we're still working on that.
All right. Well, you need to lay that out, Jay. Thank you very much. All right, guys. Check for that link in the description. Today we have some news out of Kentucky, Moscow, Mitch's state. All right. 26 businesses selected to grow and process medical marijuana in Kentucky. Kentucky took big step toward making medical marijuana a reality in the Commonwealth. On Monday, 26 businesses were selected to grow and process the medical marijuana that will soon be for sale in Kentucky. The businesses were awarded their medical marijuana cultivation and processor licenses through a lottery held at the Kentucky Lottery in Louisville. All medical cannabis that is cultivated, processed, tested, and dispensed will be done so right here in Kentucky, said Governor Andy Beshear. Today's lottery helps ensure those medical cannabis businesses can become operational so that Kentuckians with serious medical conditions can have safe, affordable access to health care relief and choice they deserve at the soonest possible date. Beshear's message to those waiting to access medical marijuana in Kentucky is help is on the way. There is a new day coming in Kentucky, he said, on January 1st or soon as after it, as all the dispensaries and other parts of the businesses get up and running, you're going to be able to get safe medical cannabis to help you with your condition. According to Sam Flynn, the executive director of the Office of Medical Cannabis, 4,998 applicants for medical marijuana business licenses were received in Kentucky. 918 were cultivator and processor applicants, and about 84% of them were approved to be in Monday's lottery. That the lottery system is an approach that we adopted after reviewing best practices from other states that have an established medical cannabis market, said Flynn. Since day one, our primary goal was to make the application and selection process as fair and as transparent as possible. A separate license lottery for dispensaries will be announced on Thursday, according to Beshear. To qualify for a medical cannabis card starting January 1st, 2025, the holder must have a qualifying medical condition, which includes any type or form of cancer, regardless of stage, chronic, severe, intractable, or debilitating pain, epilepsy, or any other intractable seizure disorder, multiple sclerosis, muscle spasms or spasticity, chronic nausea or cyclical vomiting syndrome, and has proven restraint to or other conventional medical treatments, and post-traumatic stress disorder. That's the article. So it just ended with like the list of all the conditions, but that's great. You know, I'm really happy that Kentucky is doing this. I have some friends that live in Kentucky that have moved there with some serious medical issues, and I'm really happy to say that they will hopefully soon be able to see some relief. But the major thing is now that there's another state that has a medical program, there's reciprocity probably for other medical patients around the U.S. So if you're traveling to places like Kentucky, there might be cause for you to be able to shop there for your medicine. So if you don't have it, you can get it when you're there. That's a great story from Lex 18 from Lexington, Kentucky. This is Saman Razani signing off. What do you guys have to say about this?
Hold on, Saman. If you're visiting Kentucky, would that not be illegal?
No, I'm saying if there's reciprocity. There's
no reciprocity. Oh yeah. For medical, okay.
Yeah, medical reciprocity. It's medical marijuana. Remember, it's not adult. So if you're a medical patient, like I said, in another state holding a valid state medical card, then if you're traveling in a state where there's a medical program, if they have a reciprocity program, you can shop in a medical dispensary. Absolutely.
They had hit that here in Nevada when we first opened, but Kentucky's in definite need of something. They have the 47th worst economy in the country.
Wow.
They have the 40th worst healthcare system in the country, and only 17% of opportunity, or they're number 17 in the state of for opportunity. So I think this medical marijuana is a good step in the right direction, certainly for a state that needs an economy, some healthcare, and some opportunity for its citizens.
Yeah.
That's number 8 in crime and corrections, by the way.
It's hard to be mad at this. I think this is a feel-good article and an example of positive incrementalism.
You know, I don't mean to be negative, but I gotta keep.
Here we go. He doesn't mean it. Yeah, that's okay.
Man, like, these are all feel good stories and everything, and then like fast forward 1 year later, it's all about capitalism once again.
Capitalism is king, bro. That's what it is.
This is
True Leave,
America, Rico. This is what we are about here.
That's True Leave. They'll tell you.
No, that's fucking reality, man. Like, what are we going to do? Like, this is a real question for everybody here, man. What can we do to sustain a consciousness around medical? Because every damn state, like, oh, this is great, you got access, blah, 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 these people get the medicine, and then it turns legal.
Yep.
And capitalism rolls in.
It's more access for the medical patients.
Nothing about medical anymore.
Literally more access. Oh. It's all medical.
Here's what I would say to that. Okay, we don't have single payer. We have a for-profit medical system in this country, and so cannabis that's medical will still suffer from those same dynamics. And until we have a not-for-profit single-payer healthcare system that takes profit out of it, and where healthcare doesn't represent, what is it, 20% of the GDP or some ridiculous percentage, until that changes, I think it would be unrealistic and aspirational to expect medical cannabis to be different than the rest of medicine is in this country.
Maybe it's on Trump's concept of a plan, right? He doesn't have a plan. But
There's a whole other political shit. I'm not going to take it there. But I was really, really good feeling Jenny Beth's comment earlier about, like, you know, the way that we market shit. And it's all fucked up out there. We're literally following the money because this is what American society breeds us to do, right? You know, like, is there anything that we can do to really amplify the medical message of cannabis as medicine? Like,
well,
that
the message is turning into, gotcha, bitch. We convinced you we wanted this for medicine. We really just wanted to set up MSOs and make money, and that's sad.
I mean, look, I have to disagree. I think the purpose of making products like Hello Again, Menopausal Suppository, it was to bring medical relief to people suffering. And so it's like, if you see products like this that are not smokable, not ingestible, they're true medical products for a reason. They're purpose-made products for a real, actual cause. And
I thought the purpose of that was so that I aspired to come back as something when I get reincarnated, and you finally gave me a reason for being.
Look, if you can believe what you want to believe, you got to do good while you're here. That's all I know. And if you're a steward of this plant in any shape or form or fashion, then your goal is to, you know, really make impactful things with your hands or with your mind or whatever. I mean, that's the mind. I just got to state this. It's not like I'm doing a lot. Like, the plant and the other plants that we're incorporating is doing the work.
Here's the thing, and I applaud you 100%. You know this, brother. I applaud you. I love what you're doing, and I love the purpose of it. But what happens when the checks stop flowing in, and you got a bunch of dudes that come in here, and they want to put these suppositories up their butt and party with them, and they want to rebrand your product? What happens? You go with the money.
You're already fucked up in the game, Rico, because the checks never started flowing, bro. That's not the purpose behind what you're doing. But if you're doing something good, the checks will come. Okay, so regardless of that, it's about creating natural products, natural medicines for people with issues, and you don't have to go to a pharmacy or whatever to get this shit. You can grow all these ingredients in your backyard and formulate your own medicine. That's the reality.
And as somebody who's used not your brand, but something very similar for my PCOS, when I had like a cyst rupturing or something, like, it was insane. My pain was gone from the waist down. It was lovely, finally, to not feel like my stomach was flying out of my backbone because I had a cyst on my ovaries rupturing, right? And Rico, if you want to put them up your butt to party with them, that is between you, Diddy, and Jesus Christ. But, like, people are getting the help they need from these type of products.
Jesus is involved in that?
That's what I like to call no pause.
He's always watching, Todd. He's watching, you know.
We went from a cyst to Jesus.
Busy.
Let me try to assist this conversation real quick. In the 215 era, there were people who paid more. There were people who paid less, and there were people who didn't pay. And most ethical operators understood that they were going to get some cheddar, hopefully reasonable remuneration given the risk profile and the work that they put in. But there were always people who didn't pay. And I had a friend whose father was a preacher and ran a ministry and who got cancer and went to Mexico for some treatments and it didn't work. And they wanted to get, some Rick Simpson oil, some Phoenix tears. And I went to my friends in Santa Cruz and I said, how much? And they gave me a number. And I said, no, I don't like that number. I said, let me tell you about the patient. And I came back. They gave me a number that was 50% of the original quote. And I said, let me tell you about the patient. This is a gentleman who spent his entire life trying to bring the word of God to people. Now, whether you believe in his religion, just understand that he dedicated his life to uplifting humanity. Now what's the price? And the price went to zero, right? And so that was the mindset back then, is that, yeah, you would make some paper. You would take some chips off the table. You might charge that person something. But when there was a genuine, obvious, undisputable medical need for somebody who couldn't afford it, they never paid.
I mean, I'll just end with this, because the problem is that there's a lot of duplicitous motherfuckers in this industry. A lot of people that are the doctors, that are the PhDs, that are the people that are writing these articles, that are perpetuating and creating these alternative cannabinoid products that are fucking with people. All right. So, if you're a real steward of this plant and you're a real person, you're going to do things from right here. You're not going to do things with the intention of just making money, but because that's, like I said, that's the duplicity in our society. There's helpful people and there's people trying to make a profit. Okay. Right. And all I'm saying here is this: when you're dealing with patients, when you're dealing with sick people, you have to give them a real chance. And the only hope that people have is with natural medicine. And that's it.
I think we're all on the same page there. And, I just hope we come up with some better ideas and some better initiatives to really push forward. This is medicine, and get that out to folks, and make sure that they're reminded of that, because truly you've taken over the world, bro. That's just the reality.
Time will tell.
Of where America's going overall, not just in our industry. It's like, you can have good intention from the beginning, but got to pay the bills. And if the other side of your product is people partying on it, start selling it to the party.
Research and development is expensive.
But people wanting to party with it doesn't mean that we need to forget about the fact that we have a duty to make sure that this plant is provided to people who need it. Right? I think that's the point of this article, and the articles that I read earlier is we need to make sure that there's a focus on access and that we don't completely lose our heart and become these disgusting corporate entities.
Access is key.
I agree.
You are correct.
That's right. Keeps integrity.
And put whatever you want up your butt, Rico, or in your pipe and smoke it.
Or at the same time. But again, we have to look at the state of medicine and the way that people are treated and the way that that's a profit center in this country to recognize that medical cannabis will be limited by the medical paradigm in this country. And until we deconstruct that and go to something that includes some sort of cradle to grave safety net so that people don't go bankrupt when they get cancer, medical cannabis will always be up against this larger systemic issue in terms of how healthcare is structured. And hopefully all of you understand that and are voting accordingly next week.
I've already voted, Yarrow, but no, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that we, as the operators who have those hearts and who came into this with a patient focus, have to also kind of self-police, right? So I really make sure that we're not falling into those patterns.
It's all it is.
I really dig that DMX reference there, Yarrow, whether it was on purpose or not.
Cradle of the Great. Cradle of the Great,
baby.
Oh boy.
All I'm going to say is just keep creating out there. Everybody doing good work, just keep doing it. Just if you have the choice of to struggle or not to struggle, and you got to sell your soul to do it, keep struggling. Okay, keep struggling.
And I would say, we that actually care, we got to amplify each other's messages, got to amplify each other's initiatives to keep this shit alive, because goddamn, capitalism is strong as fuck in this nation.
It's what this country has been accustomed to worship, unfortunately.
And speaking of capitalism, Rico, another super chat in from Troy Lawrence, who says, "Open the damn market And make America medical again.
Troy Lawrence keeps saying it.
Yes.
I will open my damn pockets.
Mama, right? Mama,
Look at
make
that.
make America medical again.
Make America medical again, yeah.
Mama crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Thank you all for joining us for another episode of High 9 News. You can catch us live weekdays, 9 a.m. Pacific, high noon on the East Coast. Big shout out to our super fans getting their comments posted on the big screen. Troy Lawrence, we just shouted yours out a second ago. We had another one earlier, Jason. Who was the other one?
What's that? Oh, the super Cole, the Cole memo. Yeah, make sure you check out his video as well that he's got going on.
He wrote Happy Tuesday from Chillinois.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to Chicago. They had a rough weekend. The Bears.
Ooh,
But,
boy, that Hail Mary was nasty.
But big love to all our live audience and online supporters. Catch us across all media platforms. Tuning in each day to the headlines of chaos, also known as the developing cannabis industry. Our vetted correspondent team tuning in from all over, bringing us much needed variety of perspective and your respective opinions to the table. Our production team, Cloud Media Partners, and all the sponsors keeping our lights on AV struggles to a minimum. Adam, my man back there, Adam TV. Brushing the hell out the side of those, the feathered up hair, man. I love that, man. I wish I had thin, hair like yours.
Oh,
so
boy.
I can do the same.
Rico Lamitte.
Weed for the people.
Yeah, exactly. Weed for the people, you guys.
As always, Cannabis Stephen L. The reason why we show up to read these stories every single day, thank you too. It has been Tuesday, October 29th, 2024. Show's over. You've all been blessed with top industry headlines. Hope it's enough for you to smoke it. But put in your pipe and smoke at least until tomorrow. My name is Rico Lamitte, the dopest dad on the street. And today we're going to pop things. Pop. Not Diddy Pop, but just pop things right out to Jenny Beth Dills. What you got for us, Jenny Beth Dills?
Oh, it's me? Hey, y'all just stop yelling at people. Go vote or don't complain. Period. Point blank. Have a good time.
Vote. You gotta be playing.
Yeah, I encourage everyone to vote. That's for sure.
They popped it to me, Jason. That was the last word. You don't get to get the last word on a black lady.
Oh, God, stop the ridiculousness.
Come on, Jason. Black women.